I'm glad you can be here. Um, Playlist is in there if you guys want to cue it up. But Ustrasana is a pose. That requires. It's a heart opener, right? So it's like an expanding pose, and yet it requires it comes from a place of enormous strength and containment and intensity. And the reminder to me, and this is, life is often very intense, compressive, like, Dina just, shared there, there's some stuff going on in the world which brings darkness, or brings a sense of compression, or brings a sense of containment. And the invitation to us, or the calling to us, is to, can we still open within that space? And can we still show up in that space? And what this requires of us is to actually show up and to step in. Because left to kind of our conditioned responses, I'll just share, personal story. Like I can totally go on autopilot with my partner, right? Like we work together, we live together, and it's very easy to be ships in the night. Like, he gave me a hug this morning. I thought, you know what? Wait a minute. I'm going to choose to just stand here and to be in this moment and to show up to it, because it's so easy for us to just cruise by those moments of connection, right? Whether it's in a relationship, or whether it's stepping outside into the sunshine and actually taking it in, or whether it's daring in moments of intensity to show up so that we can choose to soften and feel and open, rather than to close or to shut down. And it's not that we can't feel compressed, but even within that, when we breathe or we stay with it, then there's the opportunity to bring more light into those spaces, which is the calling, and is what's needed. It's not to be happy, but it's to bring the bigger light, the light that can hold it all. And so Ustrasana, as a pose, invites us into this space of intensity, and then says, okay, now that we're here, where can you find that pulsation? Where can you find more lightness? Where can you find more space for your heart? So come to sit in Virasana. And go ahead and start the playlist if you're playing the playlist. Go and get it started. And come to sit in Virasana, or in Vajrasana on your shins. If you're sitting in Virasana, you can sit on a block and put the block widthways so that you can hug your ankles in. And that's a way of inviting us to pull more into our own center, and to show up within ourselves. It's like this physical reminder of coming home to where we are. And then place your hands onto your thighs. Turn your palms up today, and draw the hands up your thighs. And as you do, let the shoulders float back. So there can be, when we pull the hands back, there can be a moving of the shoulders forward, but instead, let the sliding of your hands back along your thighs be a calling for the chest to find a little more softness and space. And then once you've found this beautiful line from your pelvis being anchored, the spine being lifted, then let your outer body soften a little bit more. Relax your jaw and your face. If it's comfortable, close your eyes. In the yoga practice, we practice showing up to whatever is the truth. The truth is higher than pleasant, right? So the world is full of many, many colors. Our lives are full of many colors, and some of those are exquisite, and some of those are longing, and some of those are pain, and some of those are joy. And we create space for everything to arrive, for the truth of our experience to be, and to just breathe with that, create space for that today. So with whatever might be percolating or moving through you, take a few deep breaths and create some room for yourself and some softness for yourself. And take 3 more breaths. One more big breath in. Exhale, you could sigh out through your mouth. Bring your hands together in front of your heart and press your palms together. Bow your head down to your own heart, to your heart space. And the call in our practice is really simple. It's just to show up. And some days that's enough. That's it. That's the work. And we'll start our practice today with one Om, and you can either listen or chant with me at home. And it's a way of kind of collecting our vibration and our energy here. So first, take a deep breath in and just exhale, let it all go. Inhaling to Om. Unless your eyes flutter open. And keeping this little connection, make your way onto your hands into your knees. Place your hands outer shoulder distance apart. Knees underneath your hips. And nice and slow and you can't hear me? Let me check.
You cut out for just a minute and now you're back.
Now I'm back. As long as I'm back and better than ever. All right.
Like, oh no, my computer.
Cat cow, everybody. Cat cow. It's probably my Om. My Om disrupted the vibrations of my headphones. That's what it was. All right. And let this be, the cat cow is an invitation here. It's like, okay, what's going on? What's happening in all the parts of me? It's an invitation to bring your hips, your shoulders, your hands, to feel more into the whole of your body, back, front, sides. Dina. Yep. And you can close your eyes if you like and color outside the lines, let your body move in a way that feels really warm and welcoming for you. Beautiful. And then the next 5 breaths or so, make your way back into downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, bend your knees, pull the hips back so you create more space for your spine through the sides of your waist. So bend your knees a lot, tip the sitting bones up a little bit more, and then from your heart, press down into your hands so you find more anchoring and more grounding. And then with all that space, then start to descend the heels down to the floor. Slowly start to walk your feet up to the mat. Bend your knees, forward fold over your legs. And take a nice big sigh, let your spine release, give your head a little shake. Then with nice soft knees, let's bring the hands to the hips. Lift the shoulders to widen your chest. And then as you inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Come all the way up. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Open your heart. Awesome. Good. Pressing down into feet. Let's take the feet hip distance, actually, everybody. So bring them underneath your hips. And root down through the four sides of your feet so that you feel a little bit more lift to the sides of your waist. And then just soften your knees a little bit. Soften the knees, draw the shoulders back, soften the ribs in so that you start to feel the heart space widen and soften. And then rooting down into your feet. Yeah, stretch the arms wide and up. Take a nice big reach. Reach up, stretch up. And then as you exhale, soften your knees and forward fold over your legs. As you inhale, halfway lift, nice wide heart. As you exhale, plant your hands, step back into plank pose. We'll just pause in plank pose here. From plank pose, press into the toes a little bit more, lift your hips up a bit higher. Yeah, good. And bring your shoulders right over your wrists. And Connie, walk your feet back a little further. You're a little longer. There you go. Good, Cindy, lift up through your bottom ribs a little bit more. Good, Louisa, lift your hips a little higher. And then scoop your tailbone down just a tiny bit more. Yes, even more, even more. Good, and then from here, keeping all this kind of space and brightness in your heart here. So brighten up your chest a little bit. And then exhale, lower all the way down to the floor. Inhale into cobra pose. So first hover your hands, float the hands, press the hips down. Yep, good. So that you feel the connection to the strong muscles of your back, and then place the palms down, give them a little traction back. And some of you might curl up a little bit more, cobra. As you exhale, press up and back, downward facing dog. Again, bend the knees so you can stretch the hips back on these first couple of rounds with down dog, just finding more space, more space. Yeah. Take a nice deep breath, bend your knees, look forward. End of your exhale, step your one foot, then the other foot up to the front of your mat. Feet hip distance, inhale, halfway lift, open chest, wide heart. As you exhale, forward fold. Good, root down into your feet. Inhale, take your arms wide and up, reach up, stretch up. Draw the arm bones back just a little bit to open your chest. Press your hips forward. As you exhale, hands down through the heart center, forward fold over your legs. As you inhale, halfway lift, wide heart, nice space. As you exhale, plant your hands, step back into plank pose. As you root down into the inner edges of your hands again, feel a little bit more buoyancy through the armpits, okay? And then this is gonna be just like a funny little thing. I want you to soften your elbows slightly. Good, Diane, make sure your shoulders are right over your wrists. So press your heels back a little bit more. Yeah, walk your feet back a little bit more and lift your hips a lot higher. Lift your hips up. That's what I'm talking about. Good. So a little softness through your elbows. Just a tiny bit. Beth, lift your ribs more. Pull your ribs up. Yeah. Pull your ribs in. Spread your back body. Good. And then keeping this, just find a little bit of a feeling of pulling your chest forward through your arms. Almost like you were going to shine it through. Like your armpit is going to be your armpit's moving forward. Exhale all the way to the floor, everybody. All the way down. Inhale, cobra pose. Pull your heart forward and through. And then as you exhale, press up and back, downward facing dog. Let's take a look back at the feet now. And check to make sure that the center of your heel is like disappeared behind the ball of your foot. So press a little bit more into the big toe mound of your foot. Good, Erica, lengthen your stance just a tiny bit, a little longer. Walk your feet back maybe 2 inches. There you go. Yeah, so press into the big toe mound of your foot, soften your knees just a little bit, and then use the connection of the big toe mound into the floor to widen your thighs. Take your inner thighs back wide and further apart. Yes. And then hug your sitting bones towards each other. Take one more breath. Exhale all the way up, feel your core engaged, look forward, step or jump your feet to the front of your mat. Feet hip distance, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, let it go, drop your head. Inhale, rising up. Take the arms all the way up. Press your hips forward, strong legs. Draw the upper arm bones back so your heart starts to lift forward and up. Stay here an extra breath. Anchor down into your feet. Reach up through your arms. Good, exhale, forward fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift, open chest. Exhale, step back. This time lower halfway down, chaturanga, nice wide chest. Inhale, either baby cobra or up dog, pull your heart forward and through. Okay, soften your elbows, Erica, draw your shoulders back just a tiny bit more. Yeah, that's it. Connie, you can release your hips down and pull your chest through, bend your elbows a little bit. Woo! And then exhale, press up and back, downward facing dog. Nice work. Good, bend your knees, look forward. End of your exhale, walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Soft knees, inhale, rise all the way up. Reach your arms up, draw your upper arm bones back. We're going to stay here for an extra breath. Root your tailbone down. Press your hips more forward. And then take the hands shoulder distance apart. Get a little bit more space. Stretch through your arms. Reach through your fingers. Take the arm bones back. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, lower down, chaturanga. Nice wide chest. Good. Inhale, back bend. Pull the heart forward and through. Soften the elbows and drag your heart through the window of your arms. Nice. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Feet together at the back of your mat. Bend your knees, look forward, squeeze the legs. End of your exhale, walk, step, or jump your feet to the front of your mat. Squeeze your legs in. Inhale, halfway lift. Beautiful, Audrey. Exhale, forward fold, release your head. Inhale, rise all the way up. Take the arm bones back. Stay here for an extra breath. Press down into your feet. Take your hips slightly forward and then lift the heart forward and up as you draw the arm bones back. So the shoulder blades are beautiful, Beth, are like a shelf for your heart. Reach up, reach up, reach up. Nice. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Stay here. Take your feet hip distance apart and parallel if they're not already. Release your head down. Good. Come onto your fingertips. Soften your knees. Oh, yeah. Come onto the fingertips just so there's a little bit more delicacy in the connection of your hands to the floor. Now drop your head. Release your head. That's it. 3 slow, deep breaths. Rock your weight a little bit more forward into your toes. Yes. And with the weight a little bit more into your toes, take the inner thighs back. Good. And then, yeah, drop your head. That's it, Devorah. Yeah, release it. Nice. Bend your knees. Sit your hips down nice and low. Reach your arms forward, chair pose. Sit back into your heels a little bit more. Good. Sit back into your heels. Good, Naomi. Take your weight back into the heels. Sit your butt down. Good. Nice, Joel. Nice, strong legs there. Nice, strong chair. Nice, Haley. You guys interlace your hands behind your back. Now, if you're someone who doesn't like that feeling on your shoulder, if it's a little too tight, you just grab your strap. Now, bend your elbows. So start with a feeling of softness. Bend your elbows. Find some space for your heart. Back heart and front heart. It's like a little bit of softness here, right? And then use the connection of your hands to draw your elbows back, draw your shoulders back. And then from there, begin to stretch your arms towards straight. And against the connection of your hands, reach your heart more forward and up. So what I want you to imagine, lift your chest, lift your chest. Good, Diane. Drop your tailbone a little bit more and bring your chest a little bit more to vertical without straightening your legs. That's it. So your hands are like holding on to the bottom of a kite and your heart is the kite. One more breath. One more breath. Yes, Connie. Okay, sweep your arms forward. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. All right, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you guys step back into plank. Plank. Okay, in plank pose. Turn one foot over and then the other foot over. So you're in plank, but on the tops of your feet. Good, Naomi. Lift your hips a lot more. Everybody lift your hips up. Cindy, lift your hips, lift your hips, lift your hips, lift your hips. Buoyancy, buoyancy. Good. Now here, just bend your elbows slightly. Bend your elbows slightly. But don't drop your hips. Yeah. With your elbows bent, start to draw your heart forward and through like you're going to move to up dog, but from the top down. Yeah. Good, Dan. Drop your chin and lengthen the back of your neck more. That's it. And then you can slowly let your hips begin to drop only to the extent that your back can take as you pull your heart forward and through. Pull your heart through. Good. Lift your hips back up and downward facing dog. Whee. All right. Inhaling in, take the right leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, step the right foot all the way up between your hands. Turn your back heel on its side, line up heel to arch, pause, come onto your fingertips. Good. So turn your back toes in just slightly. And everybody walk your back foot back so your front thigh's parallel to the floor. Connie, longer stance. Warrior 2, baby. Warrior 2. Wait, not yet. Get your hands down back, my Linda. Take your hands to the floor. Hands to the floor. Fingertips, everybody. Long warrior 2. Okay. Now inhale, rise up, warrior 2. Turn your palms up for the first breath here so you feel your chest widen and soften. Good. And then keep your chest open. Interlace your hands behind your back. So warrior 2, Beth, unless you're like doing warrior 1 instead. Right? Open chest, inhale. As you exhale, bring your shoulder down to the inside of your front knee. Bring your ear to the floor. Yeah, drop your head. That's it. Good, Scarlett. Bend your front knee just a little bit more and see if you can bring your shoulder to the inside of your knee and swing your right hip back and underneath you. Good, Cindy. Drop your head. Let your head get heavy. That's it, Connie. Good. Try not to lay on your thigh. I know it's tempting. Try to bring your shoulder to the inside of your thigh. Yes. Now there's intensity here. Can you find a softness? Melinda, drop your head if you can. Just let the back of your neck go. Yeah, that's it. Good, you guys. Warrior 2, keep your front thigh bent. Keep your front thigh bent. Warrior 2, rise back up. Oh, exhale, lower your hands down. Plank pose. Plank pose never felt so good. Downward facing dog. Stand back. Good, Haley. Find a little bit more. Bend your knees a little bit. Got a beautiful long spine, but I just want to see your hips a little higher. Just your tailbone a little higher. Not your shoulders dropping though. Yes. Good. Inhale, everybody. Take the left leg up. As you exhale, step your left foot up between your hands. Turn your back heel on its side. Line your heel up. Heel to arch. Turn your back toes in just a tiny bit and come onto your fingertips. Wait, we're not coming up yet. Patience, young Padawan. Patience. All right. So Erica, lengthen your stance a little bit more. I think you got more room there. Good, Connie, you too. And bend your front knee to a square. So you're setting yourself up for warrior two. There is an intensity here, and you determine how much into this intensity you're going to step by how you do your warrior two, right? Inhale, rise up, warrior two. Turn your palms up to soften your heart. Whew. Keep that openness of your chest as you bring your hands back behind you. Interlace your hands the opposite way. Take an inhale, widen your chest. As you exhale, hinge forward from your hips. Bring your shoulder and your ear to the inside of your front knee. Soften your elbows to find a little bit more space, and then take the hands up towards the sky. That's it. Good, Erica. Instead of diving into the center of your mat, bring your shoulder to the inside of your knee. Yeah. Then pull your outer left hip back and in more. So press into your front heel and squeegee the outer left hip back and underneath you. You too, Scarlett. Pull your butt cheek in. Think more Parshva and in less forward fold. That's it. Release your head. Press into your feet. Keep your front thigh bent. Rise up, warrior two. I know it's intense. It's just one breath. Open your chest. Keep your front knee bent. Bend your front knee, Cindy. Bend it, bend it, bend it. Exhale, take your hands down, plank pose. Pause. Pause and plank. Good, Melinda. Lift your hips up a bit more and pull your front ribs in. So I want your back body to get buoyant. So more. So lift your ribs up. Lift up, lift up, lift up. Lift your hips way up just for a sec. Up, up, up. More. Now tuck your tailbone under. That's the feeling I want. Now bring your shoulders over your ribs without dropping your hips. Bring shoulders over wrists, not ribs. That's it. Yes. Downward facing dog. Down dog. Diane, you probably can take a longer stance there. So walk your feet back. There you go. All right, beautiful, you guys. Soften your heart. 3 slow breaths here, and there's a return. There's a pause. We just come back to center. All right, inhale, take your right leg up towards the sky. Keep your hips square. As you exhale, step the right foot up by your right thumb. Lightly lower your back knee down. Good. Bring your hands onto your front thigh. Come up low lunge. Reach your arms to the sky. Now, rather than letting the hips sink forward here, bring your hips back just a little bit more. Pull the front ribs in. Pull the front ribs into your body. Yeah, Louisa, come back just a tiny bit more and find more back body, And then from there, let the thumbs pull you up. Good. Squeeze the glutes a little bit. Press into the back foot a little bit more so you really fire up the back leg, and then start to let the hips move forward. There's still a sense of buoyancy, so back knee can be down. And from the connection of the back foot down, the back knee down, lift a little bit more through the front of your body. Yeah, back knee's down, but if you're like, I'm happy with the back knee up, I'm loving it, that's fine. Okay, whatever's pressing into the floor, use that to find more space. And then just ever so slightly, draw the upper arm bones back so that you start to move the shoulder blades forward and up into the heart. Nice, everybody. Hands down, downward facing dog. Keep your hips nice and square. Inhale, take the left leg up. Yeah, nice, Erica. I was so mindful with the leg. As you exhale, step the left foot up by your left thumb and lightly lower your back knee down. Climb your hands onto your front thigh. Take your arms up, low lunge. Okay. And start by backing off. So start by finding enough space in the back body. Bring your sideways back, bring your ribs back so that we find lots of room here. And then from there, get longer. So as you press your shin down, as you press your heel down, get a little taller through the sides of your waist. Squeeze your glute, your back glute just a little bit. Press the back toes down just a little bit more. And then keep that as you sink your hips forward. Good, Joel. Just for the heck of it, wrap your outer arms in a little bit more here. So instead of being out, squeeze them in. That's it. That's what we want. And then go up, go up. Press down to rise up. Draw the upper arm bones back just a little bit more to open your chest. And beautiful, Dina. Exhale, take your hands down. Downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into plank. Exhale all the way to the floor. Okay, interlace your hands behind your back. You can bring your forehead or your chin to the floor. And to set this up, first take your inner thighs, like roll the inner thighs up towards the sky a little bit more, like you're suntanning the inside of your legs, right? So roll them up, and now use your hands against the back of your sacrum to squeegee your butt flesh down the backs of your thighs. Draw the navel in a little bit so you have lots of support and stability for the lumbar spine, and then lift the shoulders forward and then straight up, just straight up towards the sky. Keeping the elbows a little bit soft, begin to stretch your arms back behind you, and then inhale, lift your chest, lift your legs. Good. Connie, lower your hands so they're grazing your bum. And now keep your hands where they are, like reaching back towards your heels, but pull your chest more forward and up. Good. Lift your legs, lift your chest, lift everything off the floor. Good. Exhale, lower down. Change the interlock of your hands. Roll the inner thighs up as you reach the sitting bones down towards the heels. Then core nicely engaged. Inhale, lift everything up off the floor. Bend your elbows just a tiny bit. Pull the hands back towards your heels. And then against that, find the kite of your heart. Reach your chest forward and up. Good, Deborah. Drop your chin just a little bit. Yeah, and then lift from the back of your neck. Lift the legs. Stretch the legs back. Good. And everybody exhale, lower down. Down dog. Press back. Nice deep breath. All right, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, bring your feet together at the back of your mat, bend your knees, look forward. Squeeze the legs at the end of your exhale, step or jump your feet to your hands. Bring the feet together, bend your knees, sit down nice and low. Bring your hands together in front of your heart, chair pose, Utkasana. Okay, hands together in front of your heart. Squeeze the legs together. Keep the knees even. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, take your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Good, Audrey, get a little lower in your hips. Sit your butt down. Sit your butt down. Yep, and then use the connection here. So this is a place of compression. So against this feeling of compression, find more space and brightness for your heart. Use the connection of your hands into your chest. Just show up to the space. Use your breath. Good, Cindy, draw your right shoulder back just a little bit more. So widen your arms. Yes. Nice, everybody. Option wants to hear, if your chest is parallel to the side of the mat, open your elbows, open your arms, spread your wings. Nice, Joel. Keep pulling that left hip back just a tiny bit, you guys. Nice, Connie. Sit down a little deeper. Sit down a little deeper with your bum. That's it. Good. Inhale, forward fold. Take a moment. Release your head. Bend your knees, sit down, chair pose, hands together in front of your heart. Inhale, lengthen. Keep the knees together. Exhale, twist to the left. Elbow outside. Good. Pull the outer right hip back just a bit more. Outer right hip, and sit down a little deeper. Good. Soften the front ribs in. And now against this feeling of intensity and compression, find more space. Good, Louisa. Pull your chest forward more. And send your hips back a little bit more, like iron yourself out. Yes. Press the palms to widen your chest. Stay here or open the arms. Good, Erica. Sit a little deeper and pull your right hip back just an inch. Right hip back just an inch. Ooh. Breathe into the space. Good. Inhale, forward fold. Good. Halfway lift as you inhale. As you exhale, step your left leg back. Feet hip distance apart and parallel. Take a little space. Make sure, check out your feet. Make sure you've got like space between your feet, right? So you have a nice strong foundation. And then climb your hands onto your front thigh. Rise up, high lunge. And reach your arms all the way up into the sky. Soften your back knee for a moment so that you can take the back of your pelvis further down. And sit down into your legs. Good. And now siphon the sides of your waist back. So pull the sides of your navel back. Good. So Cindy, pull the sides of your navel in just a bit more. Find more space in the back body. That's it, Devora. Yeah. And then sit down. Good. Good. Keep this lift through the front of your pelvis as you begin to stretch the back leg towards straight. And now as you go up through the arms, actually, let's do it this way. Interlace your hands behind your back. Bring your chest just a tiny bit forward. Stretch the arms back, and then against the hands moving back, pull your heart more forward and up. So find the movement of your armpit chest forward. So we're not going back. Pull your chest more forward, forward and up, forward and up, forward and up, forward and up. That's it. And then sit down into your legs, push into your feet to lift your heart. Nice, good. Inhale, release the arms all the way up. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, bring the fingertips down to the floor. Lower your back knee down. Squeeze the legs. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Lengthen your spine as you exhale, twist to the right. Place the elbow outside your knee. And then use again the connection of your hands. So we use what wants to resist. We use the compression to create more space. Use your elbow to create more space. Use your hands to create more space. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, lift your back thigh up. If your chest is nice and bright, open your arms. Yes. That's it. Nice. Drop the shoulders away from your ears. And then even here, how can we create a little bit more room for the heart? Good, Naomi. Use the back foot to lift your back thigh a little bit more. Yes. That's it. Inhale, untwist everybody. Hands down to the floor. Step forward to the front of your mat. All good, Scarlett. Thanks for the heads up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right leg back. Feet are hip distance apart and parallel. Welcome back, Connie. Good. Set your foundation. So start with a pause and being mindful of how we place ourselves in space to best support this opening. And then climb up onto your front thigh and reach your arms up towards the sky. Okay. Beautiful. Soften your ribs in first. So as you take your arms up, pull the ribs back so you find a little bit more back space for the body. And then keep all of that length. Interlace the hands the opposite way behind your back. Shift forward just a tiny bit. As you begin to draw your hands back towards your back heel, pull the heart more forward and through, like a big dolphin. Now, you guys, your back knee can be off the floor. You don't need to lower your back knee down on this one. Lift your knee. That's it. Pull your chest forward and through. Now, dig into your back toes more. And from the connection of your foot into the mat, open your heart. Open your heart. Open your heart. Fantastic. Good, Kendra. Drop your chin just a little bit. Lift more from the back of your neck. Yeah, like pull your face back into your head. I know. I know. Good. Release your arms. Reach them all the way up. Exhale, take your hands down to the floor. Lower your back knee now. Find stability. Hands into your chest. Inhale, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, twist to the left. Finding a twist here. And then use the connection of your knee to your elbow, your hands together, to widen your collarbones and find more space. So press the palms to open your chest. That's it. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, squeeze the legs, lift the back thigh up. Yep. And then if you've got the space for your chest to stay broad, open your arms. Beautiful, Melinda. That's it. Yeah, nice, Joel. Yeah, beautiful big chest. Claudia, you're kind of backlit, but it looks very poetic and beautiful. One more breath. Good. Keep lifting the back thigh. Louisa, lift your back thigh more. Lift your back. That's it. Yes. And then inhale, untwist. Bring your hands to the floor. Let's step back, downward facing dog. Okay. Lower your knees down to the floor. Keep your hips over your knees. Take your arms forward nice and straight and walk your hands forward to come into Anahatasana. So keep your hips, Naomi, keep your hips over your knees. Make sure to not let the hips come forward. Walk your hands forward, heart melting pose. Keep your arms straight, arms straight. Let your heart drop down to the floor. Yep, that's it, Devorah. You got it. Now, some of you have a lot of space here. If you've got a lot of space, you might walk your hands more forward and bring your chest or your chin to the floor like Beth is doing. That's it. And then find the softness here. Beautiful, Kendra. Joel, awesome. Oh my gosh, you guys look so lovely. Finding just a little bit of space here, a little bit of softness. Every exhale. 2 more breaths. One more breath. And slowly, mindfully, walk your hands back. Good. Step your right foot up to your right thumb. Take your left hand wide and off your mat. So take it onto a block or take it off to the side. And then take your right arm up. Revolve, turn the ribs, and then drop the shoulders away from your ears to twist. Yeah, draw the shoulders back, curl your heart forward and through. And then shift your hips back just a little bit. Bend your back knee. Devora, left hand down, right arm up. Let's just switch you. Switch you. Devora, other hand down. Devora, yeah, there you go. And right arm up. There we are. Yes, roll the shoulders back. Roll the right shoulder back. Bend the back knee. Option to grab the back foot. That's it. And once you got the back foot, if you've got the back foot, then you start to sink your hips forward again. Yeah. And use the connection of your hand to your foot to gently open the shoulder, open the chest. Good, Cindy, draw your left shoulder after you get your foot. I'll let you get your foot first. Nice. Curl. So rather than letting the top shoulder drop forward, pull it back, back, back. That's it. Very gently release that foot. Bring the hand down, downward facing dog. Step the left foot forward. Lower your back knee down. Take your right hand wide off to the side. So I want you to give yourself more space, right? So rather than just right under your shoulder, take it exuberantly wide off your mat, right? And then I'm rotating, but I'm also starting to pull the armpit chest forward and curl around myself. Like my right arm is a pillar and I'm wrapping myself around it like a ribbon, forward and then around. Then shifting the hips back just slightly, bend the back knee, and you can either stay here or take the hand all the way back to grab the top of the foot. Then once you have that, sink the hips forward. Thigh stretch. Good, Cindy. See if you can take your hand to the pinky side of your foot. Looks like you might be on top of it. That's it. And then the top shoulder can open a bit more. Yeah. That's it. One more breath. Good. And then back your hips off. Beautiful, Louisa. Back your hips off just a little bit. And then press back downward facing dog. Okay. Walk your hands back to your feet. Bring your hands onto your hips. Lift your shoulders. And then press down through your feet to inhale, rise all the way up. Okay, standing on your left foot, bend your right elbow, hold your elbow hand out to the side, right? Bend your right knee, hold on to the inside of your foot, and then hug the legs more together. Pause. So balancing poses are called to show up. It's called to be here. So take that extra moment. Sometimes in our lives, it's like me pausing with my partner. We have to choose to show up with whatever is here, whether it's wobbly or stable, doesn't matter. Soften the front ribs in a little bit. Take your left arm up. Okay, done. Nadarajasana. Begin to kick your foot back into your hand. So Connie, hold on to the inside of your foot, not the outside. Kick your foot back into your hand as far as it can go. And then from there, start to kick your toes up towards the sky. Hinge forward through your hips. Yeah, hinge forward through your hips so you're reaching your hand more forward. That's it. Keep dropping your outer right hip down, Naomi, but let your shoulder drop back. And now use the connection of your hand to your foot to find more space in your chest. Use what binds you to create more space. One more breath. Nice. Slowly come on back up. Place the foot down. Place the hand down. Just stand in Tadasana for a moment in stillness. Be still. Open your eyes if they're closed, left elbow to left hip. Bend your knees, then bend your left knee a lot and grab onto the inside of your foot. Take your right arm up and then pause. Just arrive for a moment and then soften the hardening that wants to happen. And then from there, begin to kick your foot back into your hand. Let your shoulder release back. Yeah, kick it back as far as you can. Back, 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 back. Good, Diane. Keep a bend in your right knee. Yeah. And then when you can't go back any further, go up. Kick your toes up, 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 up. That's it, Connie. You got it. Yes, beautiful. And now find from the connection of your hand to your foot, from that compression, find more space. Beautiful. Last 3. Kicking back, last 2. Last 1. Come on out of there. Stand Tadasana. Stand in stillness. Inhale, reach your arms up. Eyes softly open. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Slowly walk back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into plank. As you exhale, lower your knees down. Take your elbows where your hands were and place them parallel. Good. And then bring your hips down to the floor, coming into Sphinx pose. So lower your pelvis down, stretch your toes back, press the elbows down a lot, and then take your gaze. We're going to do a little rolling Sphinx. Look down at your chest with your head. Look at your chest. Pull your ribs now up and into your body. Lift your pelvis off the floor, peel your thighs off the floor, and lift up into a forearm plank. Lift up, lift up, lift up. That's it. Lift your hips up, forearm plank. And then rolling down the opposite way. Let your knees come to the floor. I want you to make this as smooth as possible. Pelvis comes to the floor. Yeah, low ribs come to the floor. Pull the elbows back, pull the heart forward and through in Sphinx pose. And then again, drop your chin. Pull the sternum up in between your shoulder blades. Lift the navel, lift the waist. Yeah, awesome, Erica. Peeling up, peeling up, peeling up. Nice, Haley. That's it. Super strong, you guys. And one more time, lowering your hips down slowly. Make it slow. Slow, not missing one little piece. Knees, then pelvis, then chest pulls forward and through. That's it. Fantastic. Pressing your hands down. Press up to come and sit on your heels. And I will show you what we will do for camel. Actually, you guys can do this first one with me. So if your knees are sensitive, you can it's my lovely bolster, which is the back of my sofa. So for the first one, we'll curl the toes under and come up. Actually, do watch me first, just in case you haven't seen this. Many of you have seen this, but just in case you haven't. So the first thing that we're going to do is hug the inner thighs and slide them back a little bit. And then I'm going to contain that space by rooting my sitting bones down. Soften the ribs in. Now I want you to imagine you're one long line from your knees through the top of your head. So all I'm going to do here is shift back and then shift up. So there's no back bending in this one. Shift back. So glutes, quads, everything is engaged, and then shift up. Great. So give this a try with me, or actually on your own. Come onto your knees. Curl your toes under. Good, Louisa. Get a little more tailbone, a little bit more tailbone, a little more tailbone down. Yeah. All right, everybody. One hand onto your chest, one hand onto your belly. Use the hand on your belly. Lift it up and in. So you're pulling your pubic bone towards your low ribs just a tiny bit. And then hinge back from the knees, from the knees, from the knees. Awesome. Good, Naomi. So you can get your butt off your heels though. Yeah. And then come back up. Good. Twice more. There is a calling here. Well, it takes a lot of strength here through your thighs, through your glutes, through your core. Awesome. Fantastic. Good. And then come and sit. For this next stage, we'll take that big bolster or whatever it is across the backs of your thighs. Toes curled under. From here, same thing, right? So I have my nice little hinge, sitting bones rooted down, containment through the core. And then pause. I'm just going to feel a little lightness and openness of my chest as I draw my shoulders back. Hinging back, hinging back, hinging back. I bring my fingers down into my bolster, scoop the tailbone under, and then from the top, broaden the collarbones to find the lift of the heart. Squeeze the thighs together, and then from there, begin to move the pelvis forward to the extent that feels okay on my spine, right? To come out, I shift back, re-scoop the tailbone, find my strength again, and then come up. So there is a containment to the pose. We don't just fall apart in it. We're holding to the center in intensity, and then from there, allowing the expansion to happen. Okay, so on your knees, bolster or what have you behind your shins, pillow, bolster, etc., big blankie. From here, find the containment of your core, pause, draw the shoulders back, find a little bit more space, and then begin to hinge back, hinge back, hinge back, hinge back, hinge back. Bring your fingertips onto the bolster or what have you behind you. Good, so Kendra, you can bring that bolster onto your heels even. Yeah, and then bring your fingertips onto it. That's it. And rather than dropping your head so much, shift back a little bit and then press your hips forward. Yep. Pull your heart forward and up. Whatever is pressing down with your hands, lift your heart forward and up, forward and up, forward and up, forward and up, forward and up. Nice. And then let your hips shift forward only as much as feels good. Keep lifting your heart, lifting your heart, lifting your heart. Beautiful. Now shift your hips back. Shift your hips back to re-scoop your tailbone, re-find your plank, and then come back up. So got to leave a little gas in the tank. All right, sit on your heels and feel. Sit on your bolster and feel. Close your eyes. So it's not just about showing up for the big moments, but also to show up for the after effects, to show up for the experience, for our response, to be present to ourselves for that. Okay, so let's do it again, one more time. So this time you can get rid of the bolster if you want to. So if your spine is feeling pretty fluid and your lower back is feeling stable, then you can explore this just with the toes curled under or even feet flat. But again, same thing. So working mindfully through this, bringing your whole self into this pose. So it's like we honor, especially when we do these kind of bigger back bends, we're honoring not just the pose, but we're honoring our self in it, what serves me today. So from here, lengthen the sitting bones down, melt the front ribs in, let the shoulders drift back, hinge back, hinge back, hinge back. Bring your hands to your heels or to the bolster, and then start to lift the chest. Let the brightness of the chest moving up create more space. From the hands pressing down, lift the heart, let the heart float forward and up. Yeah, and then if your neck is feeling stable, you can release your head back. Breathe. Yeah, beautiful, you guys. Last 3, last 2, last 1. Engage your core. Nice, Diane. Engage your core, shift your hips back a little bit, find stability to come back up, and then sit on your heels and let yourself feel. Great, open your eyes, come to sit. You may want to strap for this. Extend your legs out, nice and long. Bend your right knee. Holding on to the inside of the right knee, take the right knee wide, line up your pubic bone with your heel. So your knee's a little wider than 90 degrees. If this bothers your knee at all, then take your knee a little wider, create a little bit more space for the joint, or bring the foot forward. Janu Shirshasana, stretch the extended leg, lift up nice and tall through the sides of your waist, and then twist your chest so that your sternum lines up over your extended leg. Staying high onto your fingertips, hinge forward, walk your fingertips forward, and before you forward fold, pause to get bright and light in your chest. Press the outer right hip back, Lift and lengthen through the sides of your waist, and then take your right hand to the outside of your left shin or the outside of your left foot. All right, this is going to help you bring the right side of the waistline a little bit more down towards the floor. Press your right hip back as you start to hinge forward. And then once you have all the length that you can find, then let yourself forward fold over your extended leg. And breathe. Take one more breath. Coming back up, inhale. Bring the knee forward. Cross the right knee over the left, and then wrap your left arm around your knee so that we're anchoring the right hip down. So there's a feeling here of pulling the thigh diagonally. It's a little hip stretch as well as a twist. As you inhale, get nice and bright through your spine. And then as you exhale, twist to the right. Again, using what binds us, the arm and the leg, the fingertips to the floor, using those points of contact to find more space from the inside. On your next inhale, untwist. Take a little counter twist. Extend both legs out then, Dandasana, stretch the legs. Bend your left knee, hold on to the inside of the left knee. Take the knee nice and wide. Again, any knee issues, you can take the foot a little wider. My knee doesn't like this, so I bring it wide on this side. As you inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, press the left hip back as you forward fold and stay high onto your fingertips. Find more space for the brightness of your chest, the breadth of your collarbones. And then cross the left hand over to the outside of your right shin, your ankle, or your foot, so that you can start to draw the left rib cage down. And then once you found all the length, forward fold, release your head. Relax the shoulders. Yeah, where can you soften? One more breath. On your next inhale, rise all the way up. Use your hand, gather your left knee across, cross the left foot over the right knee this time. Sit up nice and tall, wrap your knee with your own arm, plug the left hip down, lift your chest, and as you exhale, twist to the left. On your next inhale, untwist, little counter twist. Stretch the legs out. Press the heels down, press the thighs down, press the fingers down to lift your chest. Hinge forward. Walk your fingertips forward. You can soften your knees a little bit to find a bit more length through the sides of your waist, and then release your spine, forward fold. On your next inhale, rise back up, give your legs a little shake. Find a comfortable cross-legged seat. So Sukhasana, you can sit on a block, bolster. Bring your hands onto your thighs. And for a moment, just feel the weight of your hands against your legs, like a nice little anchor. And then from the connection of your hands to your thighs, let that inform you to find more space through the sides of your waist, a little bit more space for your heart. Let the shoulders release. If it's comfortable, close your eyes. And starting to follow the rhythm of your breath. Let your own presence settle into your body. Notice where you feel your sense of awareness. Usually it's behind the eyes. And can you let that now settle down a little bit more into the space of your heart? And relax into your own sense of awareness. And create a little space here between the thoughts and who we are. So we can sit with a little bit more heaviness and weightiness into the wholeness of who we are rather than some of our stories. You're welcome to stay in meditation, or if you prefer, make your way down onto your back for Shavasana. And slowly start to deepen your breath. Take a deep breath in, big exhale out. And roll over onto your right side. Press yourself up to sit. Take your time. Bring your left hand over your heart space and your right hand over your left. And let the chest, the heart space settle. And sealing our practice by pressing the palms together and bringing the thumbs to our forehead to bring clarity and discernment in our mind, and bringing the thumbs to the lips to bring clarity in our expression and our speech, and bringing the thumbs to the heart to bring clarity of the heart. And to take this presence with us off the mat and into the world. Namaste. So nice to see you all today. Nice to see you guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to hang out. Otherwise, I will see you on Friday. Enjoy your week.
I have a question with the camel pose.
Sure.
Is it maybe not like good because I have back issues? Like I noticed like it was like, I'm the type that this is ridiculous, but if it's painful, stop, you know?
Correct.
I know like there's pain, you know, there's like soreness, like, you know, in the quads and all that when I'm doing, you know, like poses, but if I'm feeling pain in my back, then I need to back off. But I'm like, no, I'm gonna
Correct.
push through, you know, and then I pay the price. So there's poses that some of us just can't do, right? I just want to be able to do everything.
Me too. I want to be an astronaut. But,
You know, I want to be able to do a dang backflip to my next room over here. No. But so yeah, okay. If it hurts, back off. All right. Thank you guys. Nice to see you all.
Rachel, I have a question. How do you get the camera so high? Like
it's on my
should I-
monitor.
Huh?
It's on my monitor. I have a monitor here. My computer, I have a monitor and a laptop, and my monitor is here, and my monitor is eye level. I stand at my desk when I work.
Okay.
And so it's my webcam is on top of my monitor. So that's why it's high.
You
Okay.
know what? We can see it in the back mirror because I was wondering
There you
too.
go.
If you see her back mirror, you can kind of see where it's positioned.
I'm on its dining room table. I've made this
Yeah, I feel like I need
desk.
to, I like that view for a class. So I'm gonna try to take my camera higher. You know what I mean? I like that.
Yep.
So I'll figure out a way.
Yep.
Yeah, I have to just have a desk or some kind of table and do it like that.
Or a shelf or a bookshelf, something like that.
I'll do that. I like that.
Kendra, are you on a laptop or a monitor, like desktop?
No, I'm on a laptop. I'm on a laptop.
Okay.
I'll just get it. That's okay. I'm just get something to place it on. Yeah.
I was just wondering too how everybody does this, like, you know, so how you can video, you know, correctly. Great question, Kendra. Oh.
It's good to be at least eye level.
Yeah. I'm pretty much, I try to be eye level, but I kind of like how when you're on your mat, it kind of goes down. I like that. Oh, girl, beautiful class today. Again, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Really enjoyed it.
Welcome, Joel.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Devora. Bye, Erica. Bye, Kendra.
I gotta go make some money. Bye.
Bye, Connie. Go make money. Bye, Louisa. Good to see you.
Bye.
Bye.